During the Trump presidency, an unusual story emerged involving a luxury jet, the nation of Qatar, and Air Force One. Trump considered accepting a $400 million Boeing 747 from Qatar to serve as the new Air Force One. The idea was pitched as a shortcut to replace the aging presidential fleet, which was facing delays and ballooning costs. Supporters saw it as a clever, cost-saving move. But the proposal immediately raised red flags. Qatar, a wealthy nation with its own interests, offering such an expensive gift to a U.S. president, sparked concerns about influence and ethics. Critics questioned whether this was a genuine offer or an attempt to curry favor with the White House. The debate quickly became about more than just an airplane. It was about national security, foreign influence, and the rules that protect the presidency. For some, it was a smart business move. For others, a dangerous breach of ethics. The Qatar plane deal became a symbol of the deep political divides of the era. It forced the nation to confront tough questions about foreign gifts, presidential power, and the integrity of American government. The story set the stage for a fierce national debate. The jet at the center of the controversy was a VIP Boeing 747-8, previously owned by Qatar and outfitted for luxury. Trump, frustrated by slow progress on the official Air Force One replacement, saw the Qatari jet as a quick fix. Secret talks began between U.S. and Qatari officials, with the Trump administration touting the deal as a win for taxpayers. They claimed the jet would be a free gift, saving billions. But skepticism grew quickly. Foreign gifts of this magnitude are rare and almost always come with strings attached. Critics warned that accepting the plane could make the U.S. beholden to Qatar, potentially influencing foreign policy. The deal blurred the line between government business and personal benefit. U.S. presidents are barred from accepting valuable gifts from foreign leaders to prevent corruption. The Qatar offer put these rules to the test, raising ethical alarms. What looked like a bargain was actually a minefield of hidden problems and conflicts of interest. The controversy exposed the risks of mixing presidential power with foreign generosity. It was a deal that couldn't be ignored. News of the Qatar plane deal split the American public. Polls showed over 60% of Americans were concerned about the ethics of accepting such a gift. Democrats and most independents saw it as a serious problem, while a minority, mostly Republicans, viewed it as a smart financial move. The debate in Washington mirrored this divide. Democratic leaders, led by Senator Chuck Schumer, moved to block the deal, citing ethical and security risks. Schumer even introduced a bill to ban foreign-owned planes as Air Force One. Republicans were largely silent, downplaying concerns or dismissing them as partisan attacks. The controversy became another front in the ongoing political battles of the Trump era. The facts of the deal were often overshadowed by party loyalty. The issue was no longer just about a plane, it was about trust, transparency, and the boundaries of presidential power. The Qatar jet became a lightning rod for the nation's political tensions. The debate revealed how even a single decision could deepen the country's divisions. The saga was as much about politics as it was about aviation. At the heart of the controversy was the U.S. Constitution's Emoluments Clause. This clause forbids federal officials, including the president, from accepting gifts from foreign governments without Congress's approval. Critics argued that taking a $400 million jet from Qatar would violate this principle. White House lawyers searched for loopholes, suggesting the plane could go to a presidential library instead. But this legal maneuver failed to convince ethics experts. The real issue was not just legality, but public trust. Even if technically allowed, the optics of a president accepting such a lavish gift from a foreign power were troubling. The deal risked creating a conflict of interest, raising fears that U.S. policy could be swayed by foreign generosity. Qatar's complex role in the Middle East only heightened suspicions. Critics saw the offer as an attempt to buy influence, not just a friendly gesture. The debate over the Emoluments Clause became a test of the nation's ethical standards. The controversy showed how easily the rules meant to protect American democracy can be challenged. The Qatar jet deal became a case study in the limits of presidential ethics. The debate wasn't just about ethics, it was about security. Air Force One is a flying command center, packed with top-secret technology. Security experts warned that using a pre-owned jet from a foreign country was risky. Hidden surveillance devices could be nearly impossible to detect and remove. Retrofitting a commercial jet to meet presidential security standards is a massive, years-long process. Rushing the job could leave the president and the nation vulnerable. The idea of a quick conversion was unrealistic and dangerous. The controversy reminded everyone why Air Force One must be the most secure plane in the world. National security can't be compromised for convenience. The risks of using a foreign jet were simply too high. The search for a new Air Force One began with frustration over Boeing's delays. The current planes, in service since the early 1990s, were aging and costly to maintain. In 2018, the government signed a $3.9 billion contract with Boeing for 2 new jets, but the project was plagued by delays, with new planes not expected until at least 2024. Trump, impatient with the slow pace, looked for alternatives, leading to the Qatar jet proposal. The situation highlighted the complexity of government procurement. Building a new Air Force One isn't like buying a regular plane. It requires years of design, testing, and security upgrades. The controversy put pressure on Boeing and exposed the challenges of balancing political urgency with national security. In the end, the delays underscored why shortcuts can be so tempting and so risky. The episode revealed the high stakes and frustrations behind presidential travel. The Qatar jet was billed as a free gift, but the reality was far more complicated. Retrofitting the plane with secure communications, medical facilities, and defense systems would cost hundreds of millions more. Some experts said the final price could rival or exceed the cost of building a new plane from scratch. The supposed savings for taxpayers were questionable at best. The timeline for retrofitting was also uncertain, making it unlikely the plane would be ready in time for Trump's use. The deal's financial and logistical challenges were hidden beneath the promise of a shortcut. What seemed like a simple solution was actually a costly gamble. The true price of the free plane was a major source of controversy. The proposal showed how complex and expensive presidential security really is. The Qatar jet was no bargain after all. As the controversy grew, Congress stepped in. Democratic leaders, alarmed by the ethical and security risks, introduced legislation to block the use of any foreign-owned aircraft as Air Force One. Senator Schumer's bill sent a clear message. Congress would not allow the deal to go forward. The move turned a political debate into a legal battle. While Democrats were vocal, most Republicans stayed silent, leaving the proposal's fate uncertain for a time. The legislative pushback underscored Congress's role in checking presidential power. The bill became a powerful tool to pressure the administration. The fight over the Qatar jet showed how lawmakers can shape the outcome of even the most unusual controversies. In the end, congressional action was key to stopping the deal. The episode highlighted the importance of oversight in protecting national interests. Ultimately, the plan to accept the Qatari jet was abandoned. Public scrutiny, media attention, and legislative threats made the deal too toxic to pursue. The Trump administration quietly dropped the idea, returning to the original Boeing plan despite delays. The saga left behind big questions about presidential ethics and foreign influence. How close can a president get to accepting gifts from foreign powers before crossing a line? The episode became a case study in the need for stronger ethics laws and clearer boundaries. It also revealed how a single procurement issue can spark a national debate about trust, security, and the presidency itself. The Qatar jet controversy remains a strange chapter in American history. It's a reminder of the invisible lines that protect the presidency and why they matter. Even after the deal was dropped, the questions it raised still echo today.